Republican Congressman Mike Gallagher, meantime, worries the Chinese-owned TikTok is spying on Americans. The new spending bill bans the app from federal devices.
TikTok is owned by ByteDance. ByteDance is effectively controlled by the CCP. So we have to ask whether we want the CCP to control what is on the cusp of becoming the most powerful media company in America.
Gallagher speaking on a special edition of NBC's Meet the Press. America is listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
All right, good morning. It's a heck of a start to a brand new year. I'm Rayford Brown,
I'm Kelly Knopp. And I'm Lee Barrows.
and we've got our engineer on the other line over here. So we're waiting to regain control of the station. I think the little monsters have come down the electron lines and say, "I got you." Well, we've got our part for at least the time being, and we'll go with what we've got. We're looking good over there, ladies.
Yes.
Okay.
Good. Yeah.
Everything sounding good? Yep,
Yep.
I'm hearing us, so everything is good to go. Happy first workday of 2023, y'all. I'm wondering one thing. How long before writing or typing that date, 2023, becomes natural? Do y'all get it wrong between now and 6 months from now?
I don't know. I get it when I do it.
While writing it, how creative. Here's something I've done now. Now tell me you haven't done that. When I write it and I write that like 2022, I go back and write over it and make it look as 2023
I've done that before.
as best I
yeah.
can.
But see, I'll be as a counselor, I have to write notes
Uh-huh.
with every client, so I have to write the date.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I get the date ingrained very quickly because the notes have
I
to be
don't.
accurate. Yeah.
I don't know. The day
So,
I
I mean,
typed
I get a lot of
2021,
practice.
okay, because I
Oh.
was thinking 2023 last week, and I put in 2021. I said, nope, that's not right. Well, 2023 wasn't right either. So it took me 3 tries to get it done. So that's the way it goes. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, by the way.
Okay, we just had a listener text me and said it sounds good.
Well, that's good. We sound good, but
Yeah, thank you, Rhonda.
we can't see anything else out there. Yes, thank you, Rhonda.
Yeah, we can't control anything.
Yeah, we're out of control.
Great way to start the new year. Out of control.
Here's what I'm waiting for: another shoe to drop. The other one, there's always that other shoe that's going to drop. They always say that. I don't never know what it means. What I'm talking about, though, is the one I'll be wearing when I step outside into a 3-foot snow drift
What are you talking about?
any day now.
Stop.
If only the weather could hold just like this before it starts to warm up in March, I will be a happy camper, but that will not be in the cards. I'll guarantee you.
Raven, it's going to be 77 on Wednesday.
I'm not talking about this week.
Oh, okay.
How about March 1st? Like when we had 7 inches of snow here back in 1980. Y'all weren't even thought of, but anyway.
Are you kidding? We
I
had
was
so much
here.
snow in 1980 back home. We missed 2 weeks of school.
Yeah, well, we had 7 inches in Wilmington on the
I don't
beach.
even know how much we had, but
On the beach.
I had no school for 2
That
weeks.
was
It was awful.
1980.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm waiting for now, with a nice warm period of time like we've had for this week.
Well, it's going to be 77 Wednesday, so it's not going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, well, it's going to be 58 or
Yeah.
something on Friday, I think. Is the high, right?
56.
That's close.
Mhm.
Good
Oh,
guess.
cold front.
55 on Saturday. Well, Friday night's going to be 32. Going to have to run the heat again.
I had such a good fire going several nights last week. It was
Mhm.
fun.
Yes, you did.
But it
I had to
just
turn my
felt
air on
good.
the other night.
Did you?
Yeah. Got hot. in the house.
Upstairs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the heat rises.
Yeah.
A tragic New Year's weekend. Good gracious, in Onslow County, a Jacksonville woman killed when her car was struck
Yep.
by a driver trying to get away from pursuing deputy sheriffs.
Yeah.
27-year-old Alexander Michael Frazier of Newbern was speeding about 20 miles per hour over the posted speed limit when deputies say they gave chase. He refused to stop. His speed increased to something over 100 miles per
Mhm.
hour. He went through a stop sign. Go figure.
Yep.
Struck another car,
Mm-hmm.
killed the lady.
Mm-hmm.
He jumped and ran from the car, stayed out somewhere overnight. Newbern PD caught him. They had all the identification on him right away. So Newbern police went to his house or went wherever they found him, and they laid the habeas snatch him upon him. And he is now a ward of the Onslow County Sheriff's Office. He's jailed on multiple charges. I'm not even going to go down the whole list. Felony hit and run, involuntary manslaughter, eluding police in a high-speed pursuit. His criminal history shows he was convicted on misdemeanor drug charges back in 2017 and 2018. 3 different charges those 2 times. He's got a lot of charges on him now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough as far as I'm concerned.
He needs to be paying the preacher on this one.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
An innocent driver just driving down the street.
Yeah, and you knew her, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
She that was my mail route, and
Yeah.
like I said the other day, I got to know everybody really well.
Mhm.
And she had just come back from the grocery store, from what I heard. A grocery still in her
late
car.
afternoon.
Yes.
I heard
Getting ready
I
for
could
New
hear
Year's
the
Eve.
sirens from my house.
Yeah.
That day. Yeah.
And I was hearing all sorts of stuff overhead and everywhere else.
Right.
So,
Right. They had the North Carolina Highway Patrol
Yeah.
chopper out there
They
looking for
did.
him.
Glad he's caught. I assume that they have enough information on him to see him in court soon. Another one over the weekend happened back on the 22nd, but over the weekend, Jacksonville police arrested a Camp Lejeune base Marine during the weekend following the death of his 4-month-old baby on the 22nd.
I saw that.
I'm like, really? Police and other emergency personnel responded to a residence on Zach Circle. That's just off Marine Boulevard, center of town, not too far from Oslo Drive. Call was an infant having trouble breathing. Attempts by multiple people when they got there to revive the baby failed. He was pronounced dead at the location. Though the cause of death has not been revealed yet, 23-year-old Christian Mark McGill, the father, he's in jail without benefit of bond on an open charge of murder. They'll decide first, second degree, or whatever as time goes by. But either way, he's not getting out of jail. No doubt more details will be available as the investigation moves forward. The district attorney is involved in it, so a lot of that's going to come from the DA's office now. Oh, what a time!
Our district
are we doing?
attorney's staying busy.
He is.
Mhm.
This is not the only county. There are 4 other counties that he's got to deal with at the same time. So, what a mess. You folks over in Carteret County on New Year's Eve, I'm sorry, it wasn't my fault.
Oh yeah. So was
Somewhere upwards of 15,000 homes had no juice.
Saturday night, wasn't it?
New Year's Eve, wasn't
New
it?
Year's
No,
Eve.
New Year's Eve, Friday
Yeah.
night.
It's Saturday night.
Sunday
Oh,
night.
that was right. Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saturday night,
Yeah.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Atlantic Beach, Emerald Isle,
Emerald Isle, all
Yeah.
along the beach there.
a great deal of Morehead City.
Yeah, Another power outage involving Duke Power and Carteret Craven Electric Co-op customers.
Oof.
Folks asking a lot of questions again.
Duke's crap equipment.
Well, apparently an insulator on a power line failed. Now,
Really?
yeah, those big insulators where they got overhead voltage of about, anywhere from 25,000, 17,000 volts, those insulators. There are idiots in this world. There are lots of idiots in this world to go out and shoot at those things. I've seen it before.
Oh, yes.
It's ridiculous.
I was just going to ask how the insulator went out.
Don't know yet. That's under investigation, no doubt about it. So we're I'm sure that they will have a full investigation on this one as well. What's disgusting is similar things have happened all across the country. This is not the only major power outage. Over the weekend, one man was arrested last week, charged with conspiring to damage a power grid. They had word that he was getting ready to do it. What's wrong with people?
Just want to cause something all the time.
What is wrong with them? There's got to be some kind of a loose screw somewhere or another. Don't know where it is, what's going on. But I know that it's there.
Well, did you see that they arrested somebody in the Ohio murders of the 4 college kids?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Happy
not
day.
Ohio, Idaho.
I mean,
Idaho.
Idaho. Yeah.
Idaho,
Ryan
Iowa. whatever.
Koberger. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Close enough.
His mugshot, in my opinion, is very telling if you look at his eyes.
Well, he looks like he's smirking.
Well, his eyes look very hollow to me. If
Yeah.
I were in a room,
Well, he probably
assessing
hasn't had
him-
a lot of sleep, knowing that the whole world
It's not
is
that.
looking out for him.
No, if I were doing an assessment on him and I was looking at his eyes, the first thing I would write about, well, maybe the second would be his, because one of the things you're supposed to write about is appearance. I would definitely comment on his eyes.
Well, I just don't know what he normally looks like.
Things are already starting to emerge. I mean, there's a local coffee shop there that had to have a talk with him about the way he treated the female employees.
Yeah, well, there are a lot of people that do things like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I think that can go into play into a personality as well, though.
this guy, 28 years old,
Mm-hmm.
Brian Christopher Koberger,
Mm-hmm.
he's arrested by local police in Pennsylvania,
Mm-hmm.
along with the FBI. 1:30 in the morning, a great
Yeah.
time to raid places,
Of course,
by the
yeah,
way.
yeah.
East with 4 counts of burglary and 4 counts of murder. Will be additional charges, no doubt. There's probably stalking charges, lying in. There's all sorts of stuff that will be what they call circumstances that will add to
Right.
the potential for punishment. In other words, if he was lying in wait for this opportunity, that's an additional charge, and other reasons too. I don't know whether Pennsylvania's got the death penalty Idaho's got the death penalty or not, but
Let's
let's see.
I would think they did not, if I had to guess, but that's just
I guess there's in the country right now that isn't a little bit familiar with this tragic murders that happened back in November on the 13th.
It does. They do have the death
They
penalty.
do.
Good.
Shocked. I'm shocked. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm not.
Not in
I know
Idaho.
a bunch of people that live out there that
That's a fairly conservative area.
very
Well,
conservative. A few people I know out there are almost like living off the grid,
Mhm.
conspiracy theorist types.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
They haven't had many. They've only carried out 29 executions since 1864. So what
Well,
does
they
that
don't
tell
have
you?
many more people than that in Idaho, do they? At any given time. It's not the densest populated state. And generally they behave themselves.
Yeah.
Think
they do.
about that too. When was the last time you heard about a situation like this in Idaho? You just don't.
Yeah.
This is a campus rental unit
Mhm.
6 students at the University of Idaho back in November were asleep in 3 of the dozen rooms in the dwelling. There were 2 students in each room. An investigation showed that 3 of the rooms were vacant at the time, nobody there. That somewhere pre-dawn between 3 and 4 o'clock, they're thinking 1 or more persons entered 2 of those rooms and stabbed the 4 students there, 3 girls and 1 male, stabbed them to death. They still haven't found a murder weapon. They are looking for a large knife. The students in the 3rd room, they didn't hear anything. And some of the reports said that their door was locked. I know that a lot of folks will come and go and, they don't necessarily lock their doors.
Mhm.
That kind of went out with my grandparents as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Folks, I lock my door here. You got to basically have ID to get in this house.
That's the way at my house, even during the daytime, I keep it
absolutely.
locked.
Oh, same.
Moscow, Idaho police, where the university is located, were joined by a host of federal and state lawmen. They were quickly criticized by some of the victims' family members, not by us here. They were criticized by some of the media and other people because they were not engaged in a media circus, as we so often hear about in a situation like this. High-profile cases, you get all sorts of people out there. The only media circus that I saw that was happening was the father of one of the victims. I know he was frustrated. You would be frustrated.
Yeah.
But he took to the media and created a bit of a media circus, demanding this, demanding that, revealing little bits and pieces of information or misinformation, not sure which. But the police were pretty well on this. They just could not find the guy, could not find enough evidence to get a warrant for him. They had a lot of information prior to the arrest. Their hand, which was tough for a small department, because a lot of people in a small department like that they'll come out real harsh and quickly.
Well,
Yes.
the FBI
and
may
screw
have
things. Well, I'm sure the
sat 'em down
FBI
and
told them and
okay,
said,
this
"Look,
is what we're going to do.
we don't
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
about it until we go make
Yeah.
a knock on the door.
Yeah.
Then
We
we
don't do
talk about it.
anything.
Right.
So
Yeah.
y'all shut
Right.
up."
Yeah.
And it's a good thing that they did.
Well,
Days.
we talked about that all along,
Yeah.
feeling like there was
Yeah.
a lot of information that
There's-
wasn't being,
well, I'm sure
which
there
I
was.
can understand why.
Yeah, and if you don't have anything, if you don't need the public's help, then shut up.
That's right.
Now, the one time they did come out, and I don't know honestly whether that was a placebo event, talking about a white car.
Right.
But he had a white
I
car.
know he did,
Yeah.
but it could have been just very. How much does that narrow anything down? And also, were they already watching him?
I think so, because
Did they know that he had that car? Were they trying to spook him?
well, they followed him in Pennsylvania from what I read before for a few days before they arrested him, because one of the Pennsylvania police did a conference or made a statement that when he followed him to the grocery store, he wore gloves the entire time in the store, in their opinion, to keep from having DNA.
Well, maybe he just didn't want to
Well,
get.
he was also a criminal justice
Yeah,
major,
that's the other thing.
and he had interviewed prisoners on
He's a graduate
crime.
student.
Yeah, he
a
was a grad
perfect
student.
crime.
And he wanted to know how they felt when they committed crimes, how they got it, the ones that committed violent crimes, how they didn't get caught, et cetera, et cetera. Like he had
Well,
very
they did
pointed,
get caught.
yeah, but he had very pointed questions. Some of the questions he asked were very pointed, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, he was a graduate student and at Washington State, and that's only 15 miles or so away from where that
From where it was, yeah.
Idaho dorm
Yeah.
or set up dorm rental unit. Everybody's waiting to hear what was the motive. That's the one question we haven't come up with. What was the
I
motive?
will bet it ends up being one of the motives ends up being he had an obsession with one of the girls, and that she either rejected him, spurned him, or didn't even know he, just had nothing to do with him.
If he had been at the same university, I could almost see that. But I'm interested to know where he was earlier in the evening when the girls were out and about town.
Well, remember as well, the police talked earlier on in the investigation about how they think they were being watched from that perch.
Yeah. Well,
above.
they had found
He could have been
signs
watching
there.
them at this time. And if, if what the parents are saying is correct, and you know how that goes, one of the parents stated that one of the girls had different like more intense wounds than the other three.
Yeah, it was just like
Yeah.
he
It
just
was
like
like
stabbed her and then just ripped her.
yeah. And the other
Yeah.
three were just, kind of stabby. So, but I mean, I guess we'll find out more when they really go to
Mhm.
trial in detail.
Oh yeah.
But one of the things I thought was interesting as well is they said one of the law enforcement said, and it was an FBI agent, I believe, that said it.
Mhm.
When they arrested him, he remained calm the whole time, like he wasn't freaking out. Or
He knew it was coming.
if I was under arrest, I'd be acting a fool, like not in a good way, like
Yeah,
crying.
they
and
said even his parents were very cooperative when they went to
Yeah.
the house to arrest him.
But he even asked them. One of them claims he asked, "Have you arrested anybody else?" Yeah.
I'm
Just
not
very
even going to
ca-
go
like I
into
said,
what.
he's just very calm, and
what you
his
hear-
eyes are creepy. That one
Right.
Yeah.
picture, they are creepy eyes.
What you hear from other people in these
Yeah.
cases is out there. I don't know. Oh, I don't know about all of that. So we're going to wait and see here. Why don't we go ahead and do a little bit of weather? Tideline Marine right here in Jacksonville, sponsors of our marine forecast every day. Tideline Marine in business for over 50 years. The current owners, George and Elise Papistrat, bought into it just before Christmas 3 years ago. And they're out right now. Tideline's closed, and they'll be opening tomorrow. Be open this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. They'll be closed Saturday, which will be the only Saturday they'll be closed. But they're picking up stuff, and they're going to be restocking the store over the coming months as new merchandise comes in. And never fear, they're going to have lots of lures for you folks who like to catch speckled trout and redfish. That's the current hot topic going on right now. Offshore right now, though, with some nice weather, you could venture out there today, tomorrow, and look for some wahoo and routing out near that Gulf Stream area. Water is warm. The trout, the king mackerel, the wahoo are out there. Areas of fog this morning. I'm looking out the window, which we now have. We got, oh my goodness
it's still
gracious.
foggy now. I can see it.
I can't even see too far. The trees and the not that far distance are out there. Areas of fog this morning. Visibility 1 nautical mile or less in the ocean and the intercoastal and all of those low-lying areas. You watch out. Even if you're driving into Jacksonville from Swansboro area, around that Hubert area, if there's fog, there's going to be fog around there this morning.
Absolutely.
So slow your butt down.
Yeah.
If fog should burn off as the temperature rises as the sun gets up here this morning. Westerly winds today around 5 knots offshore, seas 2 to 3 feet, dominant period 9 seconds. Sounds and rivers are flat, and flat. Perfect day to head, like I say, for the blue water. Tomorrow, winds out of the south 5 to 10, increasing to 10 to 15 in the afternoon, seas 2 to 3. Dominant period 8 seconds. Sounds and rivers only a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Wednesday, all good things will come to an end. Southwesterly winds kicking up 15 to 20, increasing to 20 to 25 in the afternoon. Seas 4 to 6. Sounds and rivers choppy, becoming rough. You like that? She's just a smiling when I roll
I
those
like
R's.
that. I do. I like it.
Kelly, rough in the afternoon.
Yeah. All right, today there will be patchy fog until right around 10 o'clock in the morning. Otherwise, mostly sunny, high of 70. Tonight, after midnight, once again, we'll have some patchy fog. Otherwise, it will be partly cloudy, low of 47. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high of 73. And the winds are going to start to gust tomorrow with gusts as high as 15 miles an hour. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, low of 60. That's not bad. And then on Wednesday, it looks like it's going to rain, high of 77. But it's going to be gusty on Wednesday with gusts as high as 24 miles an hour. And then Wednesday night, cloudy with a low of 54. But that's going to kind of usher in the falling temperatures.
Right. Well, what happened to all that rain we were supposed to get Saturday?
We didn't get squat.
I got some drizzle.
Yeah.
And that was about it. This weather's crazy.
It was like a little bit of nonsense weather. But yeah, we didn't get that, which I'm glad about for those, that were out and about, they did not have to contend with a lot of heavy rain.
And all
like
the
some
New
places
Year's
did.
Eve
Yeah.
celebrations went on.
They did.
So that was a good thing.
Yeah.
At New York City, they had rain. They were standing there under umbrellas
Mhm.
waiting for the ball to drop.
A lot of them didn't even have umbrellas. They just didn't care.
Yeah, they didn't care. They're probably carrying this morning when they woke up with this sore throat and
Yeah.
stuffy head.
Because it was cold there.
Oh,
They looked
yes.
bundled up, so it must have been chilly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how did you spend your New Year's?
Watching the Georgia Ohio State football game.
Oh, cool.
Mhm.
I watched a lot of movies. I went to Netflix, and I was so mad because I started watching this one movie that looked promising, and I should have known it was written by Nicholas Sparks. And when I
there
got
you
to
go.
the end,
That was your
I
first
was
problem right
so
there.
Mad.
You were mad as a
I
wet
was
hen.
mad. I was like, I should have known better than watch this.
I don't watch his movies.
I wanted to get in a truck and go to New Bern, call him out the door.
Yeah.
Hey, Nikki, baby, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm tired of them ending like this. It was a good movie up to the last, and when it happened, I was like, "No, you're not. You're not going to do this, are you?"
I don't read his books or
I
watch
was
his
so
movies.
mad. I used to collect his
People
books.
like him.
My daughter
I've
likes
got
him.
autographed books by
Yeah.
him.
I don't
but
think I've ever met him, but
My youngest daughter reads all his books.
I
but to
remember
me, they're
once
just
I
like
had a
Hallmark
CD
movies.
of one of his books and CD movie, and it ended the way it usually ends. I was so mad. I took the CD out into the garage and beat it with a hammer. I was so mad. I was like, "Quit watching his movies." Yeah.
all right, we
Well-
got somebody coming into the door here.
Yeah.
But it's planned. He's okay. He's a
Yes.
good guy.
Yes.
You know, I'm going to talk about it just a second here. There's a place been in business for a long time in this neck of the woods, and they've turned out some rather good, what I call dead pig barbecue.
The best.
Is they've been doing this for many moons. It's kind of a family thing. It is a Thompson family thing, and one of those. If I can find which button I want, got everything on here. What color is that? That one's white. Good.
White.
Marty Thompson's joining us right now. Hey, Marty, what's up? You can talk.
He's getting all
I'm
settled
getting
in.
ready. I can hear myself.
Getting ready to rock and roll.
Get ready to rumble.
Getting ready to rumble.
Morris Thompson's been running, well, he's been participating in it for a long time, but been running the Oakwood Barbecue for what, about 6-7 years now? Oh,
What, for just me?
yeah,
Almost 8.
8. Okay, you
Wow.
took over when your dad passed away.
Yeah, I joined in the crowd in the restaurant. I used to be out there with your daughter, my wife, in a barbecue trailer at farmers market for several years. But yeah, if you would have told me that we would still be doing this almost 8 years after the fact, I say you're crazy. But here we are.
Here we are.
But
How many pounds of barbecue do you think? Well, let's just put it back this way. When you go out on a typical Friday night and start cooking, how much dead pig do you start with before it's done?
usually probably 80 to 100 pounds.
That's a
Oh
lot.
my!
Yeah.
And I was sitting on the couch last night watching football game, but I was saying, how many pounds have we done over the years? Now, the numbers I'm fixed to say are very conservative. It sounds crazy to me.
You made some notes.
Yeah,
He
it
did.
sounds crazy. Sauce wise, of course, that's just important as the barbecue.
Oh,
Mhm.
most
Mhm.
definitely.
Over,
You make your own sauce.
oh yes, well over 1,000 gallons over the
Wow.
last 16 years.
Oh my. Okay.
And this is I figured it up 10 different times because the first time I saw it, I thought it was crazy. Over 30,000 pounds of barbecue.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That's very conservative because the first few years we were open 3 days,
Yeah.
and I didn't factor in 3.
Yeah.
I was just factored in one Saturday.
Your dad had this place built, and he had a built-in. Had it built in. A pit
Yes.
A real honest to goodness barbecue pit.
Yep.
And he cut up a whole lot of oak wood, because I know he got a splitter and all sorts of stuff out there. And that's where he came up, oak wood barbecue. Used it to cook this stuff with.
Yep.
I'll tell you, a lot of folks, and I bought a lot of that stuff out there. I had a lot of it. As a matter of fact, we used to get a bunch of it for the fishing club every year for an annual event for the last 6 or 8, 10 years. I don't even know how long it's been since we've been doing that thing, hosting it. But the barbecue, yeah, you talked about the sauce. That's okay. That's cool. But I've eaten a lot of that stuff with no sauce on it because it comes out already flavored. It's got the wood smoke flavor to it. And to me, that's what makes it. If you got to add too much sauce, then you're just covering up something that wasn't good the first place.
There's a couple of people that comes in every now and then, and they drown. I watch them. They drown that barbecue. They can't put enough. They like a little bit of barbecue with their sauce.
Well, then give them a straw in a bottle.
Whatever they want. I don't want that much sauce on mine.
Yeah. Well, anyway, the reason you're in here is after 16 years or so, you got one more shot 16, at it, y'all.
You got one more. If anybody's out there listening, like I've been telling people for the last month, if you've never tried it, you got one more shot of trying this barbecue. This Saturday opens up at 9:00, and if you're thinking about coming out, I would be out there by 9 because I'm figuring a lot of people's going to be out there.
Now you're getting advanced calls.
We're getting all our notes together. How many pounds we've already pre-sold, and it's over 130 pounds.
Oh my!
Wow.
Already. So don't let that discourage you because we'll have enough for people to walk into. So,
but call them if you want some barbecue. And I'll tell you, I've got it. I've eaten a lot of it frozen. It stores very well. No problem there.
Yep.
What I found interesting when your dad was doing it too is he had a source for dry ice, and he was shipping this stuff all over, everywhere.
You'd be amazed where he shipped. He shipped it from here to Alaska.
Wow.
There in less than 3 days, anywhere less than 3 days. Because he tells them, as soon as you get it, call me.
Yeah.
I want to know when. Nothing over 3 days. Everything was good when it got there.
Oh yeah. Well, that dry ice will help it.
Yeah.
It'll keep it. Well, that's good. And of course, you guys have been selling locally. And I just know that a number of pounds went out to a friend of mine's daughter out towards California because whenever she flew in, he always placed an order.
All right.
And she took it home with her.
Yeah. Yeah, he did a lot of that. And the poundage I said a while ago of the 30,000 don't even include what your daughter and my wife sold in that barbecue trailer. That's not even factored in there. So it just blew my mind. I mean, I went around and showed my daughter and Candy. They said, "Wow, that is a big number." But I was excited about it. I'm like, "Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of pounds. That's a lot of chopping. You ain't chopped any. If you chopped a little, I mean, each day, each Saturday is my forearm gets tight. I don't care how long I've been doing it. And Graham Whaley, he's been helping us almost from the start. He comes on Saturday. He's the one made a video about a month ago about us closing up. And he didn't want to be in the video. He said, "I'm in the background. I've been in the background the whole time, and I want to stay in the background." So, yeah, it was him in the background, and Laura, she's been helping us a good while. Then Mama, my sister up for a little while. She's got her own business now for the last couple of years, so she couldn't be in there.
So who's going to pick up the slack? I mean, where are we going to get barbecue?
I don't know.
I know.
I'll have time to go around taste test other people and tell you.
He'll tell you where to go.
Yeah, where to go and where not to go.
Are you still going to make the sauce and maybe have that available for sale?
Yeah. I got a few people coming in this Saturday going to buy some gallons of sauce. I mean,
so if you want some sauce, you better go get some this weekend.
Yes,
that's basically what he's saying.
Yes,
this is the good sauce you could be on.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, the good sauce.
The good sauce.
Uh-huh. I
Hey,
know. What's
you thinking about doing any specials like, from time to time?
I haven't thought about it.
Mhm.
I don't know that he'd be able to with health department rules.
Right.
Right.
Well, you can keep your health inspection up, right?
I don't know about it. We haven't discussed it. We just
Hmm.
discussed. I went to Mama a few months ago.
You broke
Really,
you broke the news.
Really, before the week before I had a heart attack.
Oh,
and,
Lord.
and I said I need to cut back on the new year. And she said,
What you mean?
Pretty much no. She kind of said, I'll do one better. I'm thinking about closing it up by the end of the year. I like, oh, okay. But
Because she makes all this law.
People don't understand what she does. She runs around. I don't have time. I got a full-time job. It's enough on my plate to get there, cook it, chop it, help her sell it Saturday. She's running around as an older woman. I'm not going to say her name, her age, but going around getting all the stuff you need for that week. And she's just tired. I'm tired. She's tired. We're not retired, but we're just tired.
You're just tired all
We're
over
just
again.
tired. And she said, we had a good run. I said, yeah, we had a good run. I mean, we always joke to people coming in the shop that we are living daddy's dream for almost 8 years and laugh, just have a good laugh about it. But yeah, it's time to come to a close. I want we all want our Saturdays back. It's been a long time. So
Yeah, imagine.
Yeah.
You wake up Saturday after next and like be lost for a little bit.
What are we going to do
Where
today?
am I supposed to be?
I'm sure that I know somebody that'll have some chores for you. No doubt about that. So, yeah, it got to be a big family event, and sometimes those can be really good, but you can get worn out when you do the same thing, and especially when you got other issues, not just a 5-day-a-week job, because this is after you work your 5th day that week, you've still got pretty much a 12-hour day or more ahead of you.
When do you start cooking? That night, right?
Yeah, Friday night, and usually takes about 10 hours.
Yeah.
And
then the chopping.
Yeah, the chopping. Then of course, Graham does the cleaning in there, but I do the cleaning in the very back. And we got a chop room and a cook room, so you got to clean all that up. It's exhausting for one day. Them early days, which I wasn't out there, did it Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And Daddy wasn't a spring chicken then. And I said, man, I don't know how you do it. Then I took over. I said, man, it's just a lot of work.
But you probably are not going to give up cooking pig for yourself, right?
Oh, no.
You and family?
No, I believe I know where I can make some and get some.
That's a good thing.
So that's how you'll get some Rayford right
there. You go, because I know I will know when he's cooking.
Yeah,
let's just put it that way.
Yeah,
because when it comes through the air, then I know it's right.
Yeah, so you'll still get some. Yeah. Just everybody else won't.
Yeah, well,
yeah, you're right.
I'm going to get some. I'm just not worried about everybody else.
I know you're not.
To be honest with you, they call it a pig for one reason. I'm being selfish.
That's nothing wrong with that.
I love barbecue. I'm gonna have to order some, and you can drop it off here.
Okay.
And then I'll pick it up next Monday.
We got a refrigerator.
Yes.
I hope it'll last you. Hope it'll last that long.
No, you better hope he don't eat it.
That's what I mean.
That's what he said.
Put my name on it when you.
Well, I don't mean nothing. He could say the name fell off.
Rayford.
Yeah.
Don't touch my barbecue.
You may have to come over on Saturday evening and just
I may have to.
That might be the smartest thing.
That would probably be the best thing you should do.
Yes. We'll talk about it afterwards.
There you go. Anyway, so some folks want to get in line for this week. I seriously, having watched out there on a couple of Saturdays when I've gone by to pick up stuff in years past, there are people that will drive up, and they've had a sign out there that says, "Ain't no more barbecue."
Yes.
And quite often that sign is mid-morning. They opened at 9.
That's how good it was.
I've been out there before, and they closed by 11. when they were running, like he said, the trailer out at the farmer's market every Saturday, I'd get a call. Of course, I don't know what time you started there, 9 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah. So.
9:30. And they made sandwiches out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that stuff was gone quite often. I'd get a call. I'm on the way home. Why? Because we don't have any more barbecue. It's sold out. And then sometimes they call and said, we had to send back over to the place to get some more barbecue sent over here.
Wow.
So they were selling it in 2 locations.
And they would do deliveries too.
Yeah.
Candy would
She'd
say,
take orders during
take
the
an
day.
order and we'll deliver it. Because I had that done on way more than one occasion.
So many things keep changing. It's depressing.
It is.
So anyway, well,
but I understand why.
it's a good run,
Yes,
and your mama was right. It's been a wonderful run.
Yes.
She's a good lady too.
Yep. I want her to sit back and relax and do what she wants to do.
You know,
On the weekends and not
coffee on
worry
the
about it.
porch and
Oh,
watch
yeah.
the lake.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
you got different things to watch out there now. You got bald eagles are flying around.
Yeah.
No
trying
way.
to get them seagulls a buffet out there for them now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
surf and turf.
Yeah.
So peaceful out there.
Yeah.
So peaceful.
I know you got to go to work.
Yep.
I appreciate you coming in.
All right. Thanks
And
for having me.
And thanks for the service. I think it is a service that y'all have provided Onslow County for
Yeah.
a long,
Yeah.
long
Right.
time.
Thank you. I'll get it with you later and order some and
Okay.
get you some money, and I'll be here Saturday afternoon to pick it
Yeah.
up.
Why don't you wait about 6 o'clock?
No. I can tell by that look. That's devious look.
If he don't eat it, he'll probably sell it on the black market for more.
See, that was my thought process here.
Oh, my
I've got 3
word.
freezers out
He's
there.
got
I could just get a whole bunch of that stuff in pound bags.
Like 10 times the price.
No, what 3 times the price?
They don't want to get
not
too
selfish.
greedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
I know. I have to have the last. I have to have the last of what you're making. Oh yes.
Well, you could put a ring up and then have people box for it or wrestle for it.
Oh my
The winner
gosh.
gets
Good,
that.
great.
I just want
Yeah.
barbecue.
You're like an
and then-
event.
and then they could pay for the
I think they
opportunity.
would though.
Pay for the opportunity to get into the ring,
Well, we could probably just.
and then have to pay for barbecue too.
Why
We
don't know?
could judge, like how the judges.
Why don't we
judge
just
the
have
fight.
on-air
Yeah.
contests? Winners get a pound of barbecue.
Yeah,
That's
for
about-
$40.
That's about all you're going to get is a pound because the rest is mine.
Oh yeah, a lot of people love them hush puppies.
And Marty makes a hush.
And the coleslaw.
They're made with love. That's what it tastes
Eh,
like.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
All right, Marty.
All
Thank you,
right.
sir.
Thank
Go
Go
you.
to work. Make a buck.
Yep.
So if
Well-
anybody wants barbecue, how can they get it if they put in an order for Saturday?
Well,
What should they do?
You can call 910-324-4930. That's
Miss
the
Judy.
number. Yeah, that's the number to Oakwood. You can call me at 910-548-2157. Marty, that's my number.
So 4920 was Oakwood's number.
And
4930.
4930.
and leave a telephone number.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
We got
have you.
somebody might have a question for you right here
Hold
too.
on.
Good morning. Who's this?
This is Candy.
Hello. How are you?
Good. I'm going to do a trivia question. Whoever calls in to your number will win a pound of barbecue.
Okay, I got the answer.
What
Go ahead.
year-
Record, you can't participate.
Can I?
No.
What year did Oakwood Barbecue, what month and year did Oakwood Barbecue open up?
Oh my God.
Somewhere
I
between
know
January and
this.
December, and the year would have been sometime after 2000. When yet?
No.
I think we had this question a long time
Oh,
ago.
that's how I've heard. Hold on.
Okay, 910-333-0139. We'll take a number, Candy, and whoever gets it. You got to be right on it, correct?
Correct.
All right, text. Well, my phone's out of service right now. Text. You got Kelly's number?
Yes.
Now,
Just
how long,
text Kelly
hear
as
the
soon as
answer.
as soon as you hang up.
how
there.
long was your daddy selling
Well, hold
barbecue?
on. Is Marty there?
Yes.
Yeah,
Marty's
he's sitting
here.
right here.
Yes.
Well, I think Marty knows when.
Well, I guess he would.
No win what?
month and year.
Oh, yeah.
Well, right.
Yeah.
You want me to write it down?
Yeah,
Just
because
write it
Yeah,
down.
he
So when
wasn't
they
doing
call
it
in,
when
we
I
have the
moved
answers.
from there. He wasn't doing
you
it
need to
then.
quit giving people hints.
But they don't know when I
You
moved
can't
from
even
there.
participate. Why
They
do you
don't know when
care?
I moved from there. I'm trying to find out for myself.
Well, what? Yeah, I was gonna say because you can't.
Let me
You can't
see.
participate.
910-333-0139. If you got an answer, what month and year?
Okay.
First month and first year. Oh, that's pretty close.
That Oakwood barbecue
That
open.
Oakwood
Yeah, that
barbecue opened the
Oakwood
doors for
barbecue
to
opened.
sell the
Text all my
barbecue for the
friends.
first time.
I get half of it.
And I gave you 2 phone numbers if you want to
Yes.
order any barbecue. And if you don't want to do that, just, I'm telling you, be there early this Saturday.
And the location
You
is
better get out there at like
it's-
6 a.m.
It's 113 West
West
Side
Side
Lane, Richlands, North Carolina, which is
actually
right off of Airport Road, Highway 111.
Yep.
Right at the lake.
go
Right.
past the lake just a little bit and then look for the sign.
Yes,
see
it's
it
on
on
the
your
right.
Before the curve, before you get to Floyd Pond.
As soon as you see the lake, start breaking.
If you get to the airport, you've gone too far. Turn
Oh,
around.
And
yeah.
you've missed your barbecue.
We've had people walk up, get on their phone. People go by them while they're talking on the phone. Then they decided after getting off the phone, go get their barbecue.
Right.
Well, we didn't have none.
Mm.
I said, we just sold the last bit, buddy.
Yes, snooze, you lose.
Snooze, you lose. You got to
Yeah.
come on in there.
Yeah.
So
Get off of the phones. If you haven't got an order placed in advance, you stay off your phone, get in there early. That's all I can tell you.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Martin.
See you then.
All right.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Take
Candy.
care.
I can't
Bye,
wait.
Candy.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Candy.
All right.
Thanks, Morty.
Thank you, sir. Good luck. And I'm sure you don't have any balloons, any party things going on out there Saturday? Who knows?
That's after the
Any
fact,
special
yeah.
sauces?
Yeah.
Get you a gallon jug
I'm
and a
gonna
straw,
order
right?
some. I'm
Yeah.
gonna order some, and then I'll.
You get a couple of gallons of the sauce. You can keep it.
I know. I thought about that.
Oh yeah, that's
You could
we're saying
probably even freeze
See, I can
it.
get that.
it'll stay in the refrigerator fine.
Oh, sure,
Okay.
yeah.
And because I always keep some in there.
The sauce is good.
Yes,
Mhm.
I'm gonna get some of the barbecue, and then I'm gonna put it in vacuum seal bags.
Now I'll tell you something else. I've
Can't wait.
I've tried to make the sauce because when I had the barbecue, didn't have any of the sauce.
Right.
I've yet to get it right.
Because he
I
said
keep
that you have to
trying.
include that ingredient of love,
Well,
the Thompson love.
yeah, well,
And you're not
I'm,
a Thompson.
I'm lost.
So yeah.
Middle initial is T.
Well, that doesn't count.
Hmm.
Yeah. So it's that
I've tried to
secret
make it
ingredient.
similar. I had somebody that used to make that red sauce. Oh, he did so
Well,
good.
there's so
but
many
I've
people
Never
with
been able to.
So many
reciprocate it.
people that red sauce. This is Eastern Carolina barbecue sauce,
That's right.
y'all. This is not that sticky stuff from up in the mountains.
That's right.
This is Eastern
I
Carolina.
like it all. I like all the bar. There's not a bar. I take that back. I'm not a huge fan of West barbecue
No, I'm
sauce.
not either. That's that.
Right. It's real ketchupy and thick.
I don't know what I'd even call it, but see, I grew up in Rockingham County where we have that
That vinegar type.
vinegar type.
Yes.
Yeah, well, this is vinegar based too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Oh
anyway.
yes.
Okay, we're still having some connectivity issues.
Mhm. So
Um,
you've got hours today, and those we can get
Commercial.
fixed between now and then. Won't be any
Commercial-free.
commercials.
And
Won't
we're
be
not
anything.
even charging
So,
you for it.
yeah.
Yeah, and
So-
so we're in that sort of a situation. And if you want to chat with us this morning, hey, we've got some time for you. 910-333-0139. How was your New Year's? If you want to talk about Christmas too, that's fine. But how was your New Year's? And did you make any resolutions? Everybody always makes the same
No.
one.
Mm-mm.
I ain't going to eat so much. I'm
No.
going to lose some weight, and I'm going to quit smoking. Well,
I
the
make
quit
no
smoking thing has
resolutions.
mostly
I
gone
never did
away
that.
over
Right.
the years.
Yeah.
That's not such a big deal anymore. I just want to know if you've ever made a resolution and you kept it.
I find if it's something that you really need to do, why wait to New Year's?
What New Year's resolution did you make? And maybe you've made it several different times and that you finally kept it. What was it? 910-333-0139. What's the funniest New Year's resolution that you've ever made, knowing fully well that there was no way that you were going to keep it?
Right. I can
I've
tell
never
you,
made 'em.
I quit making resolutions years ago.
And that was your New Year's resolution. I
That's
ain't
right.
making no more.
That's too, that right after all your friends posting all this stuff on Facebook, they're at all these resolutions.
And you know they're lying.
3-4 months from now, you won't see those posts anymore.
Yeah. Instead of a 1-year membership at the gym, go ahead and get it by the week.
Yeah, well, I had a membership and I learned so much by the trainer I had that I built my own gym now. So I have my own.
Okay, so tell me about your new gym, your gym now that you have. Are you still working out in that gym?
I'm doing pretty good.
I'm not talking about Jim Beam.
No, but I do more at home with my gym than getting up, getting dressed, and getting the get up and go to the
see,
gym.
that was just a lot of work.
Yes.
So,
Well, not only that, but over the last couple of years when COVID was so bad and everyone was, my instructor was constantly getting COVID, and I was like, So
there are trainers out there that there are people that make New Year's resolutions, and a lot of them will keep them. I'm sure there's a big spike at the first of the year.
Yes.
A lot of people get, I guess, Christmas gifts too.
Yes.
Gym
sets.
Yeah, whatever's. But I just wonder how many of you actually have ever kept whatever. And if the weirdest, I'd love to hear the weirdest one. You also have a pound of barbecue. Was it a pound of barbecue?
That's right, a pound.
A pound of barbecue is on the table here.
We have a correct answer, so we're just waiting for the call.
Yeah, we got the answer right over here.
And this barbecue's good, y'all. I'm telling you right now.
I'm ordering some.
I was right as far as the day and the month and the year.
Mm-hmm.
I said it was between January and December was the month, and sometime after 2000.
Imagine that, yeah.
So I'm right, but you got to guess a little bit closer than that. You got to get both the month and the year.
That it was after I moved.
Well,
so
nobody knows that.
I know that, but I know now.
Okay, well, that could have been a long time.
He was doing photography when I was living there.
Yeah, that was Morris. He was he was a shooter also.
And he's the one that took my daughter's engagement pictures.
Oh, cool.
Yes, right out there by the lake.
Yeah. So anyway, give us a call, 910-333-0139, world famous barbecue, literally. It's you're going to get one of the last fresh pounds that will be produced on Friday evening is yours.
Yeah.
But if you don't call, you ain't going to win it. If you want to call to order it, we got the numbers here somewhere. If you want to call to order it, that's up to you. So anyway,
we'll put that on the website.
I'm putting it on there right now.
If for those that want, they'll be the last batch you get. So suggest. But one good thing, Rayford, about you having that TV up right there.
Yeah.
Pop up there that I didn't know, and of course it involves my favorite Virginia school system. They're in trouble again.
Oh no!
They've got the parents mad again, and I would be furious. Absolutely furious. The lieutenant governor has reached out to the governor and attorney general for an investigation.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Fairfax County Schools.
Yeah. Well, the schools. We're also set up here in a new studio, and we're also, as you guys can see, if you want to take a look at us and see what we look like, and join in the fun. And this is a studio in training. What we're doing is we've got a camera operating, got the studio kind of operating okay. Everything seems to be working fine. We're waiting for a new camera. This camera that we've got is a makeshift camera. It's one we were using at another location, but it was designed for that location, or we picked it for that location. It has a fixed lens. You can't zoom in any tighter.
Right.
But we've got one on order. Should be in here late this week, Thursday probably. I don't know whether I'll get it up in time for Friday or not. Depends on what I got to do Thursday. But it'll be a zoom lens, so it's a higher resolution camera as well. So we'll have that up and operating. But in the meantime, we had been on Facebook years ago, and up until about a year ago, we were still on Facebook Live. But they were getting so picky with everything that we did. They did not like our stance on pretty much anything. They just didn't like us, I guess. So they were cutting pieces out, and for whatever reason, so we said, you see, we don't
Well, I
want
think
to
that's
be
going
with
to happen
you.
again. I think you are delusional if you don't think that's not
Well,
going to happen again.
actually, to be honest with you, because so many people were complaining about what they were doing,
Mhm.
they have not had as much negative publicity about that as they used to have. We still are up on YouTube, so you can get us on YouTube. You can get us on Facebook Live. So it will work out, I think, pretty well, especially when we get the new camera and tighten up the shot a little bit. And waiting for the camera because I'm gonna remount this sign that's right in front of us
Right.
up here. It's a
Yeah.
little big, being that much closer to the camera.
Yeah.
So we're going to put that where it's designed to go behind us,
Yeah.
along with the sign.
Mhm.
But there's no need of putting all that stuff on the wall until we get a picture that we know what it's going to look like. Got to set it up based upon where the camera is going to be set up
Yeah.
for our best angle. Okay.
Yeah.
And so that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Alabama at the Montgomery Regional Airport.
I saw that.
I'm like, really?
Very,
Saturday.
it's tragic and
Saturday.
sad and scary.
Oh,
How
I wouldn't do
was
that job. That's
freaky.
just like bizarre.
A ground crew employee killed in what is described as an industrial accident at the airport Saturday,
It's a bizarre accident.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
He was a baggage handler with
Mhm.
American Airlines and Piedmont Airlines / Piedmont Airlines are kind of one and the same now.
Mhm.
He died at the airport just before 3:00. The Federal Aviation Administration said the employee was killed on the ramp at the airport where an American Airlines Z-175 twin jet was parked. It was parked. That flight was scheduled to depart from Montgomery for Dallas-Fort Worth at 4:00.
Mhm.
Incoming and outgoing flights were immediately canceled while an investigation was convened. Flights resumed at 8:30 that evening. Now, he somehow, this plane was parked. It wasn't moving. It's a twin jet
Mhm.
in some form or fashion with an engine.
Just read earlier, he got sucked into the engine.
Yes.
How?
It was
I
running.
understand that.
Right. But it's sucking in air at a tremendous
Yeah.
speed. And
Why are you in
He
front
was,
of it?
quote,
Exactly.
ingested into the engine.
Ah.
Was ingested. It's an Embraer 170. Had the parking brake set, but it was
The motors were
running.
revving up.
Yeah.
They keep them revving up.
How does that
Right.
work? See, that right there is why I've always thought that job was scary. So it's very sad. Very,
Yeah,
very sad.
Yeah, I don't know. We used to
I could just
periodically, way back when
Mhm.
in the days of prop planes, when they were, running big planes there, people came into contact with the props on a fairly regular basis.
Yes.
I'm gonna look it up and see how big it is.
I just
What, the
I guarantee
175?
you.
Oh, it's right here. Oh my word.
It's a big plane.
Yeah, it's a big
Yes.
plane.
That's a big
Yeah.
plane. I don't know why I had a vision in my head
Yeah.
of a small plane. That plane is huge.
It's scary.
Mm.
Hey, for station ID, this is WSME AM and FM. WSME AM and FM 1120 AM and 97.1 on your FM dial.
That's
Mhm.
right.
Our FM station is a translator. It's located near Hubert. It's licensed for Camp Lejeune. And then, of course, we got Jacksonville, the FM station, 97.1 is a translator. And that's in Jacksonville. The AM station is in Hubert. Okay, that's our station ID to keep us as legal as we can be. We're
Rayford, did you
still
read the
waiting for all this other
story
stuff. Yes.
about Illinois's new Safety, Accountability,
I
Fairness,
started
and Equity
trying to
Today
read
Act?
that, and there are prosecutors, there are lawmen, they are livid.
Yeah, it went into effect January
Illinois.
1st.
I mean,
right.
think about where Illinois is. It's got Chicago in it, and it's
Right. It overhauled Illinois's justice system with
Mm.
provisions like limiting when defendants can be deemed flight risk and allowing defendants under electronic monitoring to leave home for 48 hours
they do all the
before they
crimes
can
they
be charged
want.
with an escape. It also supposed to eliminate cash bails. And
which is, do they have a credit card they can use?
No, but the state Supreme Court stayed that portion hours before the law was to take
I don't understand
effect.
eliminating cash bail. Does it mean if you put up cash for a bond? I'm just wondering if they're trying to do that I don't know why they're trying to do that. I don't know. Does it mean you can get out on credit? Just own recognizance?
I guess so. But
what does that do to the bondsman?
Sure.
I bet bonding agents don't like it if that's the case.
Oh, the Safety Act also dropped trespassing from a Class A misdemeanor to a Class B. As a result, police won't be able to arrest nonviolent trespassers and can instead only issue them a citation.
Here's your parking ticket.
Yes.
Don't do it again. Nonviolent trespassers. So you come into my yard and I whip your butt. That's violence involved, right? So they can be charged with a violent trespassing offense. There you go.
Well, I'd claim that anyway. As a result, this prosecutor fears that not only with a high volume, but low-level criminals abusing drugs may also get clean if they're released immediately after being arrested. It's a snowball effect all the way around.
It's we need to enforce the laws as they are on the books today. We got plenty of laws. Making them lenient just because more people are committing crimes. You know what? You can eliminate a lot of criminal activity.
Right.
Just don't make it illegal.
That's true.
Just make murder okay. Make it a misdemeanor.
Well, no, we don't want to go that far.
If you make murder a misdemeanor, you're going to reduce the number of murders.
You're going to keep on. We're going to have a purge once a year.
Yes.
I've been saying it will happen.
We're going to have one of those.
You ever watch the Purge movies?
The blackout. Well, you get 24 hours and a blackout.
The Purge movies are about a government sanctioned by the U.S. government passed like a law. I don't know if the law would be the right word, where it takes place in March of every year, where for 24 hours, all crime, including murder, is legal.
Oh, bull.
And then the only ones the first couple ones, only ones like high level officials cannot be involved in that. But then, in other words, they can't be targets. And then in one of the more recent ones, it included everybody. But for 24 hours, and it would go to the lengths of how some people would, have like purge houses where they had like metal windows installed, and so it would be more difficult to get in.
There are a lot of people that don't like you or me.
Yeah.
Are we going to be the victims of a purge?
Oh no.
Do we have to?
I wouldn't be a victim.
Do we have to install all of these gadgets?
I'd have to install the gadgets. Yeah.
Well, why should we have to do that?
Well, if the movies, like I said, it's because what it's supposed to do, in other words, in the rest of the 364 days a year, you can't commit those crimes, and people don't. They save it up for that one day.
I understand all that,
yeah.
but then who's going to be in charge of deciding who's committing these officially sanctioned crimes? Can you just pick anybody?
Well, if you have somebody. If you have somebody like Gaston out of California,
wait a minute, what are you asking?
Well, I mean, if let's just say that I decide I want to get rid of a whole bunch of people.
On that 24-hour day, you can kill 1 million.
Anybody.
Yes. There's no investigation, no anything. They even had purge cleanup crews that come around and pick up the bodies.
But again,
you need to watch those movies.
A lot of very innocent people going to get hurt.
That's what happens in the movies. That's kind of the point of the movie. Yeah.
What did we drop?
Lee's dropping. She keeps dropping stuff over here.
I know it.
Kind of weird. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Get accustomed to everything again.
Happy New Year, sir. How are you?
Hey, good morning, guys. Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. What's going on?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just listened to the show. It didn't seem like y'all were getting a lot of love on the phone calls.
not a whole lot of love.
You want to guess? You have a guess?
Do you have a guess on the barbecue question?
Yeah. I have no idea, but I'm going to take a stab because I sure love barbecue. I'm going to say September 2005.
Nope.
No, but
not too long.
Not that far away on the year.
Guess, but
yeah. good luck to everybody else then.
There you
People aren't listening as well. It's a holiday. It's a federal holiday, and also the county employees
Yeah,
are not
yeah,
working.
there's a
So
lot of
some
people
people
not
probably
working.
sleeping in still.
Wake up, world. Wake
Yeah.
up.
How was your New Year's?
Could be. It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Were you involved in
Um,
that power outage?
I was not. I was up
Okay.
in Newport, and they had power the whole
Oh,
time.
good.
Oh, that's good.
Good.
You could have been in Emerald Isle, and
Mhm.
you could have been without, or
I
Atlantic
could
Beach.
have, yeah, very easily been down that way and been involved in that. I'm glad I wasn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
I feel for those folks. I know that was disappointing. At least it wasn't cold, though.
yeah,
It wasn't cold, but people were trying to watch the football games as well as the ball drop. They weren't able to do any of that.
yeah, and you couldn't, and your musical instrument going through the PA amplifier wouldn't have worked out too good, would it?
No, it would have put a damper on
You
that
could have done
pretty
acoustic.
quick. But
Yeah.
luckily, I'm loud and it's an acoustic guitar,
Mhm.
so I might could have still done something.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you'd have been the only game in town, likely.
Mhm.
So, have you ever made a New Year's resolution?
I wouldn't really say I ever have. I've thought about things that I wanted to do, but it's things that I probably never gonna do. You know,
So you're a realist.
like actual organized exercise.
Mhm.
That's always one that I have, but in 51 years, I've never done it unless I was forced to.
So, okay.
So, hey, I wanted to speak on something from last Friday, man. Jim called in and kind of got on me about whataboutism. And I just want to say, Jim, if you're listening, Rayford was the one who invoked the names of those two demons that morning before I did.
Who was that?
So
I don't
wanted to throw
remember
that out
Friday. What happened Friday?
You talked about Hillary Clinton.
Oh,
I
Hillary?
don't even want to bring it back up. I just wanted to clarify with Tim that I didn't really do what he thought I did.
Okay. I don't remember exactly what he said, but yeah, if you're talking about Hillary.
Yeah, he was talking about, somebody says one and somebody says the other.
Well, and
I
that's,
just wanted to put
well,
out there.
but I remember what I said, and it doesn't matter. And who it does, I just picked Hillary. It matters not. If you pick Trump, somebody's going to say, well, what about Hillary? If you pick Hillary, what about Trump? Look what Trump did. So it's either way.
Yeah, I just wanted to put out there to him that you were the one that brought those two up that morning, not me.
I proudly brought them up. Happy for it. So.
Yeah. But and from my point of view, I don't really care for either one of them. The thing that sticks out to me is the hypocrisy in the criticism that's applied to one. If you're Republican, obviously you lean towards criticizing one more. And if you're a Democrat, you lean towards criticizing the other one more. And that's kind of thing that stands out to me is that it's an imbalance of criticism.
Yeah. Well,
but anyway,
I understand all that.
Yeah. But y'all do it sometimes for entertainment value, so I don't try. I take everything off.
Don't give away my secrets.
Rayford does.
Just don't give away my secrets, okay?
I hear you. Don't tell how you pulled a rabbit out the hat.
There you go. Steve, I appreciate it. Your check's in the mail.
This morning and say hey to y'all.
All right.
Hope y'all had a good New Year. And
We did.
this year is blessed for you. And glad to see you still sitting behind the mic, Rayford.
Still hanging in here.
Yeah. I'm sure you gave everybody a big enough scare in 2022. You need to keep it straight in 23.
Well, I didn't try to scare anybody.
Don't
I
you
didn't
speak for
think you
yourself.
You didn't try, but you
it
did.
scared me, so I can only imagine how your close friends and family must have felt. Man.
You should have been in my bed.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you there. I've never even had a stitch, so I'll go ahead and tell you that scares me.
Yeah.
For sure.
If that camera was sharper, I'd show you mine. Looks like they installed a zipper.
I've had a few friends who's had that done. My brother as well, and it looks pretty gruesome. It's kind of Frankenstein-like.
Oh well, I've kind of looked that way for most of my life, but it's all right. Okay.
It just kind of fits with your look. Right?
There you go. Yep.
Makes you look tougher.
It just makes me look scary.
Yeah.
All right, sir.
All right, guys. Well, I sure appreciate y'all's time. Y'all have a wonderful day.
You
You
too.
too, Steve. Enjoy it.
Bye-bye. Anybody else got a call? 910-333-0139. If you have been on very long, you'll notice what happened to the commercials? What happened to the this and what happened to that? Well, we have a communications failure, what they call failure to communicate. We can talk, but we cannot activate the commercial stream.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of our sponsors are missing out. They're not going to, because we got somebody
Yeah.
that's headed to the TV, to the radio station. It's
Yeah.
going to come in there and it's going to fix all that.
And then you're
And
going to hear a whole bunch of
You're
commercials.
going to hear all of these commercials being made up,
Mhm.
and that's because we've got clients who are paying for it,
Yeah.
and they're not getting their money's worth right now. So at about 8:30 or so, we're going to leave the air.
Mhm.
I think
For probably, I'd say at least 10 minutes, maybe 15. I don't know how many commercials.
a lot more than
Yeah.
that.
All right, maybe
So
20 minutes.
we may
Yeah.
be at the end of the show, but
Yeah.
we'll do whatever he tells us. Hollywood is approaching the station now.
Yeah.
So we'll take our cues from him and do whatever he tells us to do. And but we'll be back on track, and we'll try to figure out this thing. It's a computer, and it's, maybe this is, I know what it is. This is Y2K.
Oh my gosh.
20 years later.
Oh my gosh.
That's what it is Y2K 22 years later. Bop, that's what happened. We had a slow computer.
I remember Y2K.
I do too. I was underwater.
Mhm.
Midnight that night.
You were underwater?
I was diving.
Oh, you're diving. Okay.
We did a night dive at
different.
midnight. I wanted to go. Well, it's not either. I was underwater.
Yeah.
I had planned on it for a long time. Going into the year 2000, I wanted to be underwater at midnight. I didn't know that at this particular dive site that I picked, there would be 40 other people there at the same time.
No way.
When it was in the water, it looked like, with all the flashlights underwater and 100 feet of water, it looked like it was lit up on Las Vegas Strip. It was hilarious. And then at midnight, when all the fireworks there went off, they don't have any laws on Bonaire about fireworks. When I arrived on island the day after Christmas that year in 1999, I noticed these rockets that were 3-4 feet tall sitting in people's yards. They had ordered them. Rockets, literally rockets.
You talking about like fireworks rockets?
Fireworks rockets. And they were setting these things off all over that island. Whatever happened in the States, there is not a single fireworks display that was 25. Every house on that island had fireworks, and they were setting them off.
Wow.
Some of that stuff sounded like a small bomb. I get out of the water, put my gear in the truck, and head back to my condo and the street.
On the way back, yeah.
On the street, because had all of that fireworks are loaded with paper.
Littered with debris, yeah.
It was about a foot deep.
I believe that.
Everywhere
That's wild.
I drove.
That is so wild.
It was what you could overhead underwater on those things going off, even though we're in 100 feet of water. It just like all these.
Could you
colors.
hear? You couldn't hear.
Oh
it
yeah,
underwater.
you hear
Could
the
you really?
you hear the rumble, boom, and
Oh my.
these things were
Interesting.
huge. It would have. There's nobody that would have ever looked at that display and said, we're going to invade that island, because they would have lost.
I'd been scared. Yeah.
Oh my. Well, my neighbors were in the street in front of my house lighting fireworks. So I had my window open.
Very few.
Aggravating.
At my hood. Very few.
They were all, I mean, and then they started yelling, like literally just yelling. I'm not even sure what that was all about. Yeah. I don't know what they were. I mean,
probably my ears hurt.
I don't know what they were. They had sparklers too, but they were lighting off the other one because I could hear people's dogs howling. And you know, posts about lost dog. I'm thinking to myself, okay, because dogs. And if you're going to light fireworks, and I'm going to go and put this out here now for 4th of July, bring your dogs in, okay? Or otherwise, you might be dealing with a lost dog.
A lot of people posting lost dogs. They ran off because of the fireworks.
Yeah, like that's just irresponsibility, in my opinion.
Luckily, Saturday night, I was asleep.
I was up. I'd been watching the game, and I was watching the ball drop.
I was already asleep. I wasn't watching.
Watching movies.
The TV was on, but I wasn't watching. I was asleep.
My dogs were barking because they could see. My dog that stays downstairs could see out they could see it. They were literally, when I tell you they're standing in front of my house, literally in front of my mailbox. First they had the sparkler. I'm like, okay, cool sparkler. And I'm upstairs. I'm looking out my window. I'm like, all right, well, what are they barking at? And okay. Then the dum dum dum, the fireworks going off. I'm like,
Right.
oh, here we go. And it went on for 15 minutes.
Wow.
Aggravating as heck. At this point, I'm just annoyed because I had to turn my TV. I was watching my show at that point. I had to turn that up. And then the yelling started. I'm not, like I said, don't know what that was even
Why
about.
are they yelling?
They were like yelling at each other. It was odd.
It's that special sauce they were drinking.
I don't know. It was
Yeah,
weird.
it was.
So, but anyway.
Maybe they
so-
got a little spiked Oakwood barbecue sauce.
Right. Hey, I've got a trivia question for you.
Okay.
Well, we can't even get people to answer the other one, but go
No,
for it.
no,
Oh,
this
that's
is
just for us? Okay. Oh, I won't.
Kelly, you might know.
Mhm.
6.
Mhm.
What song hit number 1 on the Billboard charts?
Independence Day.
No.
October what? I'm not looking
16th, 1976.
it up. October
It
16th.
was a very popular song. No, it was Disco Duck.
Oh, I love
And
it.
who? No, now
I
here's
should know
the
this because
second
I had
part.
it's
Is part 2 of it.
Rick Dees.
Yes.
Rick Dees, yes.
Because I had that
Dees
record.
Wrote and produced the
Yes, he
song.
did.
I used
Or
to play
Rick
the
Dees.
heck out of that
Yes.
song when I was a kid. I didn't realize it was 76.
Hey, Tim.
I was 7.
Good morning.
Good
How are
morning.
you?
I wasn't.
Oh, I'm trying to get it switched off of my truck onto my headset. I think I'm successful. You don't hear any echoing or nothing, do you?
Not now. I heard just a little bit in the beginning.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, I think I got it fixed. I'm computer illiterate to start with, but I think I got it on. I'm listening on my headset, so I got it. But it usually comes through my truck, and I won't call in my pickup truck when y'all roll. Now, I'm glad y'all had a good New Year. I couldn't understand over here where I live, but we had hardly any fireworks at all because I was at a friend's house. I thought I got to go home. I said, fireworks are starting. I want to be out there with my animals.
Uh-huh.
And I hardly heard anything. I couldn't understand. I said, well, is the country broke? Because usually it's lit up like Memorial Day and Labor Day, son. It's on.
They were all in my neighborhood. That's
I didn't
why.
hear that many. Oh, they all went to your neighborhood?
Yeah, apparently.
I didn't hear them.
I don't know. I didn't hear. I mean, I walked out and just as soon as midnight hit, kissed my wife, walked outside, maybe heard 4. Boom. And that was it. I said, man, that's something's wrong. But yeah, Kelly, I agree. I don't know why in the world people know that fireworks scares the heck out of most dogs.
Yes.
Just take them in the house.
Take them in.
Do something.
Yes.
Take them in the house and turn the TV on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mine stay in
Give
the
them
house.
some noise.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, at 4th of July, I make sure my dogs can't even go outside. Like I just, prevent, they don't go out to potty. Way before, I think people are like, while it's still light, I make them go out and they hate me for it, but then they appreciative after. So yeah.
And then they go out afterwards and have a good time.
After when I know everybody's done, because the guy down the street, I bet that man spends $40,000 on fireworks. This is literally what you could get like going to like Onslow Pines and the whole, you don't have to go anywhere in my neighborhood. You can literally, we sit on our deck and just, it's like commercial grade
It's
fireworks.
pretty much like my neighborhood too.
Well, that's what we do.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have some of the folks down the road I live on. They'll come out there that night in their golf carts, and they'll come right down to my house, and we're sitting out there with chairs.
Yeah.
And we have a fantastic fireworks show.
Same at mine.
Ain't
Yeah.
no need to go on anyway.
Yep. You can just come sit on my
we
deck.
Don't, but I was amazed at no fireworks. So I don't get it. But and as far as the barbecue, I'm not. I play because I can't remember, but I remember when Morris opened it, but I don't remember the year because I went that day and I got some. And I went back and ate, and it was great. Great barbecue.
If you wanted to guess
what year
the
do
month
you think? Yeah.
and the year,
what would you say?
God, I don't know. I've slept since then, so I forgot. But I remember when he started it.
Okay.
I swear, it's what, 2001?
No.
Is that wrong?
That's
wrong.
It's a little bit early.
A little bit early. Okay. All right. Well, that's but yeah, I have gone to my brother. My brother has come all the way from Grays Creek, which is outside of Fayetteville,
Hmm.
and come and got some. Of course, you know, we were all family friends anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we would do that. But it was always great barbecue.
Very good barbecue.
I always
yes.
loved it. And I love Marty's mama anyway. She
Mm-hmm.
just, I've always loved her. She is a sweet girl.
Yes.
But no, I enjoyed it. Enjoyed the show a little bit. I think to go trim a couple of horses or something.
A little bit.
I'm going to go back.
He's working his way up
He's
to
working his way up. Yeah. Ignore her.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I mean, I've been off and on, in and out of the truck listening and stuff like that. I didn't have my phone on, but I was a little bit busy in and out of the house this morning, trying to get St. Diane set up. And, you know, I had to go do the Meals on Wheels for her this morning. I do what I do every
That's
morning. I
so
go get her a
nice.
biscuit. Yeah.
There you go.
We didn't get ours.
Uh-huh. I'm smart. I may be computer illiterate, but I ain't no dumbass.
There you go.
He treats his wife excellent.
I know.
A lot of men could take a lot of pointers from him.
I'll tell you what he's
know
doing.
it.
It's called preventative maintenance, right, Timmy?
You can call it whatever you want. It's still a good
Ray,
thing.
we're going to put that on a board, buddy. I'm going to get my wife to write that on the board for you, Ray, for writing a preventative maintenance.
There you go. That's the way you got to look at it. Thank you, Tim.
But y'all be good.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, if you got a boat, you know that electronics are pretty important, from safety equipment to marine VHF radios to GPS fish finders and combinations like that. You can count on Tideline Team to help you select the gear you want and the gear you need. If you're not exactly sure, you can always tell the team what you want to accomplish, what kind of fishing you want to do, whether you want to do just some recreational boating, whatever you want to do, they'll recommend the right equipment for you. Within the store, you'll also find accessories, including repair parts for boat trailers. If you want to tackle the work yourself, you can get the parts there. Tideline Marine also stocks maintenance supplies, including oil and fuel filters and the like. A lot of parts for the more ambitious do-it-yourselfers. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. We got areas of fog. It's still out there an hour later. Look out there.
I'm looking at it.
My goodness gracious. Visibility 1 nautical mile or less. The fog should burn off as the temperature rises this morning. The sun is up, and I can barely see it, but I can see a little glob over there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's so foggy we didn't even have to put the blind down this morning. How about that?
Not yet.
Oh,
Not
that's
yet.
right.
But I got to see my squirrel friend out there.
Oh,
That's
did you?
good. Yeah, he was out there earlier. Yeah.
I'm fattening him up. The fog should get out of here very shortly. Westerly winds today around 5 knots, shore seas 2 to 3. Dominant period 9 seconds. Sounds and rivers are flat. Perfect day to head for the open water, the blue water out there. You should be able to find wahoo and kings in the warmer waters as you approach the Gulf Stream. Tomorrow, south winds out of the south at 5 to 10, increasing to 10 to 15 in the afternoon, 2 to 3 footers, dominant period 8 seconds. Sounds and rivers a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. All good things will come to an end, however, on Wednesday. Southwesterly winds kicking up 15 to 20, increasing to 20 to 25 in the afternoon. 4 to 6 foot seas, sounds and rivers choppy, becoming Kelly rough in the afternoon.
Today, sunny, high of 70. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 47. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 73. The gusty winds start tomorrow, with tomorrow's gusts about up as high as 15 miles an hour. Tomorrow night, cloudy, low of 60. Well, I won't need to heat tomorrow night. Wednesday, it's going to rain. The temperature will be 77, and the gusts will be as high as 24 miles an hour. Yikes.
Wow.
And then same for Wednesday night, rainy. And then Thursday, though, temperature is going to start plummeting and it goes downhill.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Okay, we got a caller here before we have to start working on some commercials here to try to make up for a few lost commercials. Who's this?
Good morning. Happy New Year. This is Jennifer.
Hello, Jennifer. Happy New Year to you.
I have been raking my brain. I remember Mr. Thompson coming in when I worked at Piggly Wiggly buying cabbage for the barbecue. And I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say 2006.
You're really close to the year.
Not that. You're very close.
All right.
Just ponder a little more.
I thought, well, I'm going to go out on a limb with it. Go ahead and call in.
You're close.
Oh, well.
All right. Thank you, Jennifer. Happy New Year.
You have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Robin, how are you, sir? Hello. Well, he was there. Where'd you go, Robin?
It might have been a butt dial.
Oh, my.
He butt dialed me yesterday. Doesn't even know he did.
My daughter does that on a regular basis. Oh, my God.
I'm like, hello.
I just listen in for about 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, I started whistling and
It
screaming.
doesn't. It doesn't
didn't hear.
work.
I just hung up.
Yeah, it doesn't work because she's talking usually too
What time
much.
of day is it? Because I had him putting up my Christmas decorations.
It was mid. Well, I can tell you, it was
You tell me
mid
the time,
afternoon.
because that might have been when he's in the garage putting up all my boxes.
12:27.
Yeah.
No, we weren't doing it yet.
Okay. Take two, Robin. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
There he
Good
is.
morning.
Just wanted to wish everybody a happy New Year.
Same to you, sir.
And yeah, and I had a good one. Of course, I was asleep most of the night. So,
That's a good thing.
yeah, Kelly can attest to that.
He was.
As was I.
But we're going to start off the year, I guess, this week. Our first BOC meeting is going to be on Wednesday. It's going to be at 11 o'clock in the morning. It'll be our first meeting for the year for the commissioners, and so we're kind of excited. The budget process is beginning to ramp up, and we'll be going to workshops and getting briefings from different department heads in terms of our budget that we have to pass this year. We're kind of looking forward to it. But one of the things that somebody brought up and it's kind of missed again this weekend about the power outages with Duke and then of course Carteret.
Right.
That will be addressed at the meeting, whether it be in the commissioner comments or elsewhere. But suffice it to say that we'll be taking a look at it. We've already called for a meeting with the Duke executives to discuss some of the things, some of the issues and concerns that we have as commissioners for our constituency, for all the citizens out there that had to suffer this, especially through Christmas Eve, which was an inappropriate time. And I just wanted to assure the listeners that, the commissioners have been listening intently. We're upset, and it's not something that we're just going to drop and, just throw words into the wind. It's something that we're definitely going to address head on and see if we can come to some type of conclusion or some type of successful explanation, if there is one.
Yep. Well, there's something that's going to happen, and I don't know what happened, but obviously it was a catastrophic failure. And if it was man-made, then something needs to be done enforcement-wise.
Well, in terms of man-made or whatever it was, or whatever the real facts of the power outage, whether it was rolling blackouts or whether it was a failure of equipment or the infrastructure, it really doesn't matter. What bothers me the most is if you have constituents that are out there, and of all the times of the year to turn the power switch off on Christmas Eve, there was no notice, there was no notification, there was no indication that something like this was going to happen. If so, if they cite the fact that it was because of weather, that's one thing. They should have notified us.
Yep.
But then I find out later that as it comes out, as they start digging into it, that there were some infrastructure failures, some failures with some generators or whatever it might be. And as a commissioner, I'm scratching my head when I look at Duke Energy's financial report where they had an $18 billion profit.
Right.
It makes me scratch my head as to why an $18 billion profit. Why couldn't some of these funds or finances be utilized to upgrade the technology in their grids?
Well, I'm assuming that we will get some sort of answers from them at some point in time. So keep up the good work.
Roger that. I appreciate it, guys.
Appreciate it, Robin.
I wanted to wish you a happy New Year.
Thank you,
guys.
Thanks,
Happy New Year to you
Bye-bye.
too. Okay, now I'm assuming that we are ready to go. It's 8:30.
We have to get off the air completely and sign off till tomorrow.
Okay, we're going to be off the air. We were signing off. We will be back here tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. We've enjoyed the last hour and a half.
Yes,
Uninterrupted.
Nice.
And
Yes.
for those that are going to be listening to the radio, there will be dead air for a little bit, Chris says, while he works on the problem there at the studio.
So
there'll be no music or anything.
So hang in there, and we will see you tomorrow. Just bear with us. You know, this is one of those equipment things, and
Yeah.
we'll have to see.
He's got to reboot everything.
We
there.
will see you tomorrow.
Yep. See you tomorrow.
Meanwhile,
guys.
you're live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.